Dear students, now today we are going to discuss about the conductivity. You might have studied in physics. Conductivity are of two types. Yesterday I told you. One is metallic, which is also called electronic conductivity, and second is ionic. Now you know that metallic conductivity means when electrons are in motion they conduct electric current, but that type of conductivity is possible in case of metal, so it is called metallic conductivity, and it is due to electrons, so it is called electronic conductivity. And second is ions. When electrolyte is dissolved in water, it dissociates into ion. For example, NaCl. When NaCl is dissolved in water, it dissociates into Na plus and Cl minus. That ions are capable of moving in the solution, and that's why they conduct electricity. That's why they are called ionic conductivity. Now we'll discuss both of them in detail. The first is metallic conductivity. In metallic conductivity, electrical conduction takes place through metal, and that is due to the movement of delocalized electrons. Delocalized means which are free to move. Right? It depends on three factors: nature and the structure of metal. Second is number of valence electrons. Right? And third is temperature. In this you have to remember that conductivity, metallic conductivity decreases with increase in temperature. So from this they can ask you a short question also. Yeah, MCQ. Two notes are there. During metallic conductivity, there is no change in the composition. So there is no change in the composition of metallic conductors. Means if you take a copper wire and through that the conduction takes place, then there is no change in the composition of copper. So that you have to remember. And second, we all know that pure water, this also we have studied in 11th, that pure water is a weak electrolyte. So the concentration of H plus and OH minus ion in pure water is 10 raised to minus 7 molar, and therefore water have very low conductivity. Have conductivity, actually it should be very low conductivity. And that is of the order of 3.5 to 10 raised to minus 5 Siemens per meter. Second is ionic conductivity. Ionic conductivity, conduction taking place due to free ions in aqueous solution. I told you right now, NaCl. NaCl solid, if it is solid, it cannot conduct electric current. But when dissolved in water, it forms an aqueous solution. In aqueous solution, Na plus and Cl minus ions are free, so they conduct electric current. It depends on 5 factors. These two questions can be asked. On which factors metallic conductivity depends, on which factors ionic conductivity depends. So it depends on 5 factors. Nature of electrolyte added. We have studied in 11. Electrolytes are of two types: strong and weak electrolyte. Second, nature of solvent and viscosity. If the electrolyte is added to the solvent is more viscous, then the movement of ions will be less. Right? So conductivity will be less. Third is concentration of electrolyte, dilute or concentrated. Fourth is temperature. Here you can see, in this case, it increases with increase in temperature. So ionic conductivity increases with increase in temperature. Metallic conductivity decreases with increase in temperature. So this you have to remember. Then size of the ions produced and their solvation. Again size, if the size goes on becoming bigger and bigger, so due to mass increase, the movement of ions becomes less. Right? So conductivity decreases. So this is also an important point. Here also there is one note. Here we have written that there is no change in the composition of metallic conductors. But here composition of ionic conductor changes due to electrochemical reaction. Because initially you have taken electrolyte NaCl, but when you are dissolving in water, it is dissociated. While in this case, metals are not dissociated due to flow of electron. So these 2 points are very much important. One about the temperature and second about the composition. Okay, you can take the screenshot. Measurement of conductivity of ionic solution. Unknown resistance. Can be accurately measured. by Wheatstone bridge. Yesterday when we have discussed about the resistance, I told you there is one instrument to measure the resistance, and that is Wheatstone bridge. So unknown resistance can be accurately measured by Wheatstone bridge. But two problems arises. Number one, using DC current. So when we use DC power, composition of solution changes. So this is the problem. When we are using the direct current, here DC power, the composition of the solution changes. Right? And second problem is cannot connect. Cannot connect means we cannot connect solution. Cannot connect solution directly to the bridge. To the bridge means Wheatstone bridge. We cannot connect that solution directly to the Wheatstone bridge like wire, metallic wire, or you can say solid conductor, right? So these are the two problems arises when we are trying to measure the resistance of an ionic solution, right? Now the problems can be resolved and we have the solutions. What are the solutions? Problem 1 can be resolved or can be solved by using AC power. Instead of DC, if you use alternate current, then there will be no problem of change in composition. And problem number 2 can be solved by using various design conductivity cell. Various design conductivity cell. Right? There are different types of conductivity cell available, but we have to study two. Two conductivity cells are given in our textbook, so we will study two conductivity cell. One is horizontal and another is vertical. Both the types of cells are designed in our textbook, or it is given in our textbook. I will draw both of them. First, horizontal. Horizontal conductivity cell. So I am writing CC. In this case, from here you can fill the solution whose conductivity is to be measured, right? It is horizontal. Here platinum plate are fixed at both the ends. This platinum plate is connected with a platinum wire for the connection, external circuit. Right? You can say connecting circuit, or you can say wire. Sorry. This is the design of a horizontal conducting cell. Here you can put a solution. Right? So this is platinum plate coated with platinum black, and coating is done by depositing electrochemically the platinum powder. Here also this is platinum plate coated with platinum black, and that platinum black is deposited on this platinum plate electrochemically, right? So this is one of the horizontal conductivity cell design which is used to measure the resistance of a solution, ionic solution. Second is vertical. So I am drawing here vertical CC, conductivity cell. In vertical conductivity cell, here also there are two electrodes with a platinum plate. This is a platinum plate. Same coated. Now you can understand coated means coated with platinum black, right? Deposited electrochemically. Then you have to connect it. And here these are the wires for external circuit. Yeah, you can say for connecting the circuit. So these are the two external wires. This is taken in one vessel. Right, you can dip it or you can take right like this. This is your cell. So this is vertical conductivity cell, this is horizontal conductivity cell. Now what you have to do? You have to dip here also. These two electrodes are dipped in a solution whose conductivity is to be measured. Here also, here directly you have to put the solution from here. And the platinum plate will be directly in contact with the solution. So using this conductivity cell, you can find out the resistance. And you know how to find out the resistance. Now one more important point, here the distance between two platinum plate is L, and area of cross section is equal to A, right? Now we know the formula. Resistance is equal to rho L by A. This we have studied yesterday. Using this formula you can find out the resistance, which is also you can write like this: L upon kappa into A. Right? Because yesterday we have written that kappa is equal to 1 by rho. This is 1 by rho. So here rho is up, so kappa will go down, because kappa is equal to, we know that kappa is equal to 1 by rho. Both are inversely proportional, so I have placed here. Now, important point is, this can also be written like this: G asterisk by kappa. So your R is equal to G asterisk. R is equal to G asterisk by kappa. Clear? Now you can understand what is Z asterisk. Z asterisk is a symbol for L by A, and yesterday we have discussed that L by A is called cell constant. So using this formula you can find out the resistance. And once you find out the resistance, then you can connect this resistance, or you can connect this conductivity cell with a Wheatstone bridge to find out the accurate resistance. Clear? So you can take a screenshot. and then we'll continue. The measurement of L and A is unreliable and the measurement of L, length, and A, area, is unreliable. So, to find out the value of L by A, which is G asterisk, which is also called cell constant, we have to use KCl solution of known conductivity. Right? We have to use a KCl solution of known conductivity. It may be 1 molar, it may be 0.1 molar, it may be 0.001 molar. You can refer the textbook for that data. Right? Because it is being taken from the standard book and it is being measured experimentally, right, after standardization. So the measurement of L and A, it is unreliable. So to find out the value of L by A accurately, you have to use KCl solution. So this can be asked in MCQ also. How to find out the value of L by A accurately? The value of cell constant L by A can be accurately measured by using a known solution of KCl having known conductivity. The conductivity of KCl solution should be known. Now, we know G asterisk. G asterisk is equal to L by A, right? And earlier we have written one equation. So that is equal to, can I write it? R into kappa. Because earlier we have written resistance is equal to L kappa into A, but L by A is G asterisk, right? So here I can write G asterisk, here kappa. So what will be your G asterisk? G asterisk will be is equal to R into kappa. So this is your equation. So you have to remember this. Now once you find out the value of L by A, now you connect this with the Wheatstone bridge. After finding out the value of L by A, connect the conductivity cell, connect the conductivity cell with Wheatstone bridge. Now how to connect that I will show you the diagram. The diagram is like this. This is P. This is R1. R1 is a variable resistance. Variable resistance, right? This is detector. P is a detector. Detector can be headphone or other electronic device. ED I have written electronic device. You can use any other electronic device, right? This is R3. This will be R4. And here you can connect your conductivity cell. And this Wheatstone bridge is fed with O. O stands for oscillator. Oscillator is a source of AC power having radio frequency around 550 to 5000 cycles per second. So this is an oscillator connected over here. This is a DP, P is a detector, right? And this is R1, R2, R3, and this is R2. So R1, R2, R2 is unknown resistance. Unknown resistance means the resistance which is to be measured. By resistance means the resistance of ionic solution which is to be measured, that you have to take it in a conductivity cell because it is unknown and then connect like this. This is a main circuit and this is a Wheatstone bridge. Using this you can find out the unknown resistance R2. R2 can be calculated using the formula R1 into R4 by R3. So this is the formula to find out the unknown resistance. Now important point is how to balance this bridge. The bridge is balanced when no current passes through the detector. So that point also you have to write it. The bridge is balanced when no current is passing through detector. Detector means your P. So using this you can find out your conductivity of ionic solution. One important point nowadays, digital conductivities, या conductometer nowadays cheaper digital conductivity cells या conductivity meters you can say are available in the market commercially, I can say. Right? When you go for higher studies, you can use the digital conductometer to find out the conductivity of ionic solutions. No need to use this Wheatstone bridge. One important point: this Wheatstone bridge practicals you are going to do in physics, right? In 12th standard. So I write kappa. Kappa, you know, conductivity. Conductivity of solutions of different electrolyte in same solvent at a given temperature conductivity of solution of different electrolyte in same solvent at a given temperature differs due to, this is important point, it differs due to 4 factors you can see. Number 1 is charge. Second, size of the ions. It may be cation or it may be anion. Third, concentration of ions produced during dissociation. And fourth, we know when ions are produced, they are free to move. So what about the movement? So it depends on movement of ions under electrical potential. Under electrical potential, right? So these are the four, you can say, potential or electrical gradient also. The word used is gradient. You can use this one, you can use any one. So this is also one important question, maybe asked in MCQ or maybe asked in 2 marks, that conductivity of solutions of different electrolyte. Let us take an example of different, you can say NaCl and KCl. So conductivity of NaCl and KCl in the same solvent. Let us take a same solvent like water, right? At a given temperature, they differ. Why they differ? It is due to charge on the ions, size of the ions, concentration of the ions produced, and the main important point is movement of ions under the electrical gradient or electrical potential. So this is one other important point. Next is molar conductivity. Molar conductivity, lambda m. The definition of molar conductivity, lambda m, is the conductance of 1 mole electrolyte. The conductance of 1 mole electrolyte solution. 1 mole electrolyte solution kept between 2 platinum electrodes in a conductivity cell at a distance L, and separated by, you can say N, area of cross section E is called lambda m. Lambda m means molar conductivity. Lambda is a symbol of conductivity. This is also called lambda. So lambda m is called molar conductivity. Now, molar conductivity lambda m is given by the equation kappa by C. Conductivity by C. C is concentration. Where C is concentration in mole per meter cube, and kappa, you know, conductivity, but unit of conductivity we know Siemens per meter. So now what will be the unit of lambda m? The unit of lambda m will be equal to kappa. Kappa is Siemens per meter. Siemens per meter. And this is mole per meter cube. Mole per meter cube. So now you can understand. This will go up. So it will be Siemens meter cube and minus 1. So meter square per mole. Or you can use Siemens centimeter square per mole. Both the units are used. And this can be asked, or have been asked in the examination in form of MCQ. Different units will be given, you have to find out the correct answer. Clear? Now important point, one more important point is also given, that 1 mole meter cube, it is given that 1 mole meter cube is equal to 1000 liter meter cube into molarity. Moles per liter. This is given. Right? So this also you can put it, and finally when you put it and convert it into centimeter, your molar conductivity will be equal to kappa into 1000 by C, where C is concentration in molarity. I am writing like this, C in molarity. right? Now another is also there. It is not given, but I am writing here. But they are asking in the exam, equivalent conductivity. Equivalent conductivity. This is not in our textbook, but still they are asking. Now nothing is different. Here you can see molar conductivity, concentration in molarity. Here it is equivalent. You have studied in 11th standard in first chapter. Equivalent weight comes for normality. So here when the concentration is in molarity, it is called molar conductivity. When concentration comes in terms of normality, it becomes equivalent conductivity. So the symbol for this is lambda EQ, and lambda EQ is also same, 1000 kappa into 1000 by C, but C is in normality. C means concentration should be in normality. So now you can make a unit also. If the unit of this is Siemens meter square per mole, so what will be the unit of lambda EQ? Unit of equivalent conductivity will be equal to Siemens meter square. There is no change here, but instead of per mole, it will be gram per equivalent. And this also have been asked as an MCQ in your board exam as well as in your competitive exams. So this was about two types of conductivity: molar conductivity and equivalent conductivity.